here, focused on my own way, with never looking back to those who lived in fear. There was nothing I could do, there was nothing you said that could make me realize how much lucky I was. Just out of reach of the fire, was not aware of the nightmare, but when I stopped to see through sight, begging for help, begging for hope, just need to open my eyes now to try to change them to sunshine, to be someone among others. I've got to try. If I bleed tonight, if I exist tonight, I don't have the time to fight. If I wait tonight, I'm so.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another edition of the Locker Room Breakdown. That's right, it's our raw perspective. No OMD tonight, ladies and gentlemen, but Bubba Duke is here to save the day with this gentleman, Chris Parrish. Mr. Parrish, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, and I just realized I now have the longest current streak on the Locker Room Breakdown with 2 in a row.
Back to back, eh?
Wow.
Not me. I get too busy sometimes.
I might get my own stall now here.
You might. We might throw you in the corner.
I might get that one that gets
right here, right in the middle, right there,
right beside the toilet. Yeah.
Yeah.
OMD, you brought this on yourself, man. Sorry.
You did, buddy.
You know.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
We are gonna go through a bunch of matches from last Monday and this Monday, and if we have time, we might touch a little tiny bit on our favorite match at SummerSlam for the 2 days.
Yeah.
But we'll get started with Raw first. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I think we will, because there hasn't been a lot scheduled for Raw,
exactly,
so
yeah.
that'll be a nice thing. But they're covering off Raw from last week, we
Yeah.
opened up with a Paul Heyman promo that had Jey Uso involved, and really the only thing that really came out of it was the fact that Paul Heyman interrupted Jey Uso's time to eat, and there wasn't really much to that. You know, they were just kind of promoting and getting a little bit more conflict between the two parties, setting up for their tag match at or at SummerSlam. So it wasn't really anything. Did you really get much out of this, or
it was just a simple, gentle way to kind of get into the show for me? It was not over the top excitement, but it wasn't underwhelming neither. So I found it built the show perfectly for me to just kind of get in.
Yeah, because the one thing too, obviously this was this was the Raw where they had the Hulk Hogan tribute.
Yeah.
So that was also bringing a somber thing in. Yes, you saw my reaction. I don't know why they're doing it on the Go Home episode, but nonetheless, we also didn't get Jey Uso coming down from the audience, but at the same time, he was on the stage for the segment. I think it's just more of a time restraint on that end, but
yeah.
It is what it is. Jey Uso was incorrect on one thing. He kind of blamed Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker for losing his title to Gunther, and that's not true. He lost it in a clean one-on-one matchup.
He had to blame somebody.
But nonetheless, our first match of the night, though, came at an intergender 6-person tag. It was AJ Styles and the Kabuki Warriors going up against Dominic Mysterio, Raquel Rodriguez, and Roxanne Perez of the Judgment Day. Seeing AJ Styles get the phenomenal forearm on Dominic for that pinfall 1, 2, 3, but nonetheless a great match. I really enjoyed this. The only thing I wasn't really necessarily into is the fact that, and it's no reason to Asuka and Kairi Sane, but it's the fact that they're not the ones challenging for the tag titles that week. It was Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. So I just thought it would make more sense if they were the partners of AJ Styles. However, we'll get into the Kabuki Warriors kind of later. But what did you think about this matchup?
Yeah, I felt the same way. They kind of dropped the ball on that one. It should have been Charlotte and Bliss with AJ. It just would have made a little bit more sense. But all in all, it was a good match. It was I was on the edge of my seat thinking Dom was going to absolutely dominate AJ. But it was a very even fight, and I loved every minute of it, to be honest.
Yeah, I really like the fact that AJ Styles understands that even though he's the veteran between the two in terms of the
Mhm.
in-ring, he definitely doesn't make you feel that Dominic Mysterio is a huge underdog in the ring. Like, he really
Yeah.
makes Dominic Mysterio more credible in ring, and I just think that's such a great thing. Um, and then, sorry,
It's okay, dude.
midstream. But then we ended up going to like a little backstage segment that really had kind of nothing, but it was just New Day and Grayson Waller, and the New Day ended up walking off of Grayson Waller when he started yapping too much. It was kind of just to show you that Grayson Waller and Sheamus were going to have a match. But before we get to the match, what do you think about the pairing of the New Day and Grayson Waller?
It seems like they're the odd couple, kind of like Charlotte and
Bliss.
Alexa Bliss. They kind of they seem like the odd couple.
Yeah.
But I'm interested to see where it's going to go.
Yeah. It's definitely too early to tell, and they've all, like, three of them, they kind of don't know when to shut up, so I feel like there's just three loud men. So the three wise men, three loud men.
Three loud men, okay.
But then we get to Sheamus and Grayson Waller, and really the match it is what it is. It wasn't anything huge. It's nice to see Grayson Waller on Raw. It's just because when he was with the team with Austin Theory, we weren't seeing a lot of them lately. By the way, that tag team seems to be done.
It's done.
Seems like
he even said it was,
Austin Theory does come back, it looks like we're gonna get babyface Austin Theory at some point, but we don't know when. But Sheamus does get the win on Grayson Waller, even though Rusev tried to get involved. Doesn't help. Sheamus is able to negate that.
Yeah.
Rusev then puts a after-match beatdown on Sheamus, and that ends up kind of creating the only match that is scheduled for Raw. But your thoughts on just Sheamus versus Grayson Waller and the fact that Rusev gets involved?
Holy, yeah. The match itself wasn't all that bad. Could have done without it, but it didn't hurt Raw, and it didn't, as far as I'm concerned, it didn't make it any better. But again, it's just showing how much of a presence Sheamus is right now.
Mm-hmm.
Grayson Waller didn't look bad. He didn't look bad at all. He put up a fight, but in the end, it didn't amount to anything for him because Sheamus is just that dominant. As far as Rusev coming in, I love this feud. It was one of those feuds that I didn't realize I needed until it was in front of me.
Yeah.
And happening. Because I forgot how good Rusev really is. In his time at that other company, I only caught the beginning of his time there. And then I couldn't watch the product anymore, and I forgot about him.
Yeah.
So seeing that it's going to be this is round 3 tonight with these two gentlemen?
Yeah, and we'll get to that when we get to the preview part.
Can't wait.
But yeah. And this takes us to a Lyra Becky Lynch segment, obviously to kind of get into their no DQ, no count out match for the Intercontinental Championship.
Yes.
We already know that if Becky Lynch beats Lyra Valkyria, Lyra cannot challenge Becky anymore as she's champion for that title.
Okay.
We ended up getting Becky retreating after being beaten down by a kendo stick from Lyra Valkyria. And then that's kind of what it was. Doesn't really, I think it just passes another week. I think that was just a safe thing to do, add a little bit more implication that, hey, this is going to be physical. They're going to use the weapons. What did you take out of this as we go?
It was for me, it was good. It got me that much more interested in this storyline because if, like you said, if Lyra loses and Becky Lynch is holding that title, she cannot challenge for that title in any way, shape, or form, which to me is a big thing to put on a contract. Like, what if Becky Lynch holds this title for like say another year?
Yeah.
You know, like what's Lyra gonna do? She can go after the U.S. title, I guess, or the heavyweight title for the girls. Like, I mean, I don't know if I could put that on a contract, but that being said, I felt that Lyra could do it.
Mhm.
I thought she could win that title back.
Yeah. This also takes us directly to a Karrion Kross segment where he then kind of gets involved and kind of like talks about adding the stipulation where he wants Sami Zayn that if he wins his match at SummerSlam to admit that Kross was telling the truth.
Okay.
And if Sami leaves, he'll leave him alone. Just to kind of get you a little bit more into their match, because let's face it, at SummerSlam, there was only 3 out of the 12 matches that didn't have a championship, and one of them had Roman Reigns in it. The other one had Jelly Roll, Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton in it. So this was the other. This was the third other one, and it needed something for you to kind of
be
go
invested.
up. I didn't hate it, but just in a quick line, what did you think?
Great match. Great.
It wasn't a match; it was just a promo.
Or the promo, the promo. I'm saying, I meant sorry. It was good though because Karrion Kross is great on the mic.
Yeah,
he brings you into the story.
He does. This is why everybody's chanting, "We want Kross. We want Kross."
Exactly.
Right? I'm one of them. We're gonna get him more. I mean, people. He was on one of the biggest PLEs. I think we're gonna get more Karrion Kross. Next up, we had an 8-woman tag match that features Stephanie McGuire, Nikki Bella, Io Sky, and Rhea Ripley as they took on Naomi, the women's world champion, Secret Harvest, and Alba Fire and Piper Niven, as well as your favorite, my favorite, Chelsea Green. I thought this match was pretty sweet. It featured a lot of the girls. We know that the main focus here was Naomi, Io, and Rhea as they're going into a triple threat, but we can't forget Stephanie McGuire, who takes on the winner of that match at Clash in Paris as she won the Battle Royal back in Evolution. Stephanie does get the pinfall on Chelsea Green, which was a little surprising, but your thoughts on just this match, the fact that all the kind of attention was on the 3 women, and we really saw more attention given to Stephanie McGuire. Your thoughts on this?
Yeah. Match, stellar. Would not change a thing about the match. The women, once again, stepped it up. Took that match from here and put it up here and made it there. Stephanie, since her debut, has been not quickly pushed. Like here, she's been working every match like it's the last one she could probably have, and she's got to do it perfectly. Not perfectly, but to the best of her ability, and just keep plugging away to get to the top of the hill. And how could you not? The woman is amazing in the ring. Amazing.
Yeah, there's a reason why Booker T got excited, and it had a lot more to do with just the Devil's Kiss move that she did execute in this match. But yeah, the fact that she just keeps climbing that ladder of impressive, and now she's right up there. She's in a championship match, Clash in Paris. It's just it's the next show now. So
if we get her tonight, just listen to the pop that she gets now when her music hits.
Yeah.
It's been slowly getting louder and louder, so good for her.
Awesome. And this takes us to our tag team championship match. We saw the LWO, Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde take on the Judgment Day's Finn Balor and JD McDonough as they went on this tag team match. And guess what? It was a great match. It was really fun to watch kind of how LWO was starting to get more and more associated with the audience, and the audience was more and more rooting for them. We did see some interference with El Grande Americano.
Yes.
And then we saw another masked superstar, and he was more of in a red, white, and blue tracksuit. The mask was different from El Grande Americano. It had a very more of a Rey Mysterio type vibe of a mask, but he had a little different.
Yeah.
A lot of people thought it looked like Pete Dunne under that mask. We don't know. I'm sure we'll find out more. tonight on Monday Night Raw, but because of that interference, it allowed the Judgment Day to retain their championships. I believe it was Finn Balor getting the win for his team. I could not remember there, but your thoughts on this match, because I really thought back to back when we got the 8-women tag and then now this tag team title match, it was banger after banger, and we were now getting that quality that Monday Night Raw is known for.
You're right. I'm not going to argue that fact. 100%. I went, oh, we're going to have another tag match. Oh, I don't know about that. And then it happened. They elevated the show even more, these 4 gentlemen, even with the interference. I think Dragon Lee actually got involved as well in this match, if I remember correctly. Yeah. And then that masked guy came out from the other side of the ring and interfered. And then Finn Balor got a surprising pin. I honestly thought Judgment Day was going to lose this match. I'm not going to lie. I thought LWO had them.
Yeah,
but I'm not upset about it because we know what those boys went and did in AAA. But I loved the match.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see more of this feud between these 4 gentlemen and the belts possibly changing hands and LWO finally getting some kind of gold in WWE. It'd be nice.
Yeah, and what I also like about this is we're starting to see some depth in the tag team division. We know that the New Day is still grieving over their tag team loss. We haven't seen the War Raiders as of late, but we know both men are competing at Bloodsport. We also know that New Catch Republic is slowly coming back, and they are assigned to Raw. And then all of a sudden we have the champs, Judgment Day. We also have the LWO. We also have the Creed brothers. And now it looks like we could be seeing El Grande Americano and whoever this mask. Sure.
Right.
That very well could form a completely new team, just like we see on SmackDown with Rey Fenix and Andrade. So it's going to be very intriguing to see kind of what this is. Also, I want to post this to you.
Okay.
Do you remember the first 3 opponents Penta faced on Monday Night Raw? If you don't, just say no, because I'll give it to you right away.
Honestly, I can't remember.
All right. Chad Gable.
Okay.
Pete Dunne. Ludwig Kaiser. Chad Gable was the first person he thought was El Grande Americano. Ludwig Kaiser is the next one. And now the speculation is Pete Dunne is under this mask.
Under the other mask.
Maybe, just maybe. El Grande Americano, it's all your fault, Penta. Maybe, just maybe.
You know what? As Penta, zero amaro. He don't care. He got no fear.
But nonetheless, that's what we had. And then we get into the CM Punk Gunther segment. And this is kind of a recap from the one last week where we saw Gunther seem to get CM Punk a little flabbergasted, a little short for words. We have CM Punk come out saying he wasn't short for words. He just didn't know what he needed to say next. He said he's never been someone to not have something to say. And he does exactly what Gunther does. What Gunther did to Punk last week? It's exactly what Punk does to Gunther this time. Even doing one of those, covering his microphone and not letting him speak and just getting in the head. It almost seems like he was testing Gunther on the promo aspect, and he was still giving his dues, his respect to Gunther, but he said, you're gonna have to kill me to beat me. And they're just one of those ways CM Punk is making you just so much intrigued about this matchup with just his voice. Your thoughts on this promo before we get into the main event?
Yeah, brilliant. Number one, brilliant. These two guys, Gunther has really stepped his game up on that mic, like tenfold. The guy can talk on the mic now. And we already know CM Punk is a wizard when it comes to that stick. Like, you could give him poop on bread and he'd make you want to eat that poop on bread. He would.
Yep.
because he's just good with words. After this little segment that they had, I was invested 100% in the match. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a good promo. You can't beat that. You can't.
Yeah. And then we get to the main event of the match. It's
Yes.
main event Jey Uso going up against Big Bronson Reed. And this match gave you exactly what you wanted, a little taste and preview to what you can expect at SummerSlam in their tag match that also involves Roman Reigns and Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
You know both men are going to come down. You know they're going to get involved. You know some chaos. A good old-fashioned brouhaha is going to ensue. And that's exactly what it did. As Braun Breaker came in, causes disqualification. And as they tried to get that post-match beat down, all of a sudden, our tribal chief comes down and he acknowledges that his foot must go through their ass. And it's on.
Yep.
But to no avail, though, as the team of Bronson and Braun Breaker, they not only had an answer, but they had a statement, and they made that statement very well. Even Braun Breaker putting both Jey and Roman through the guardrail with one spear.
Yep.
And then just to add a little bit of insult to injury, Bronson Reed removes the shoes from Roman Reigns and takes them. And if Roman Reigns has his... what does he call it on his neck? The
Ula Fala.
Ula Fala. Well, now Bronson Reed has the Shula Fala.
That killed me when I heard that. The first time I heard that, I was like, really?
And then that's what we had. I'll get your opinion, but that's what we had for Raw last week.
Again, the statement was before from a Hall of Famer, if you're not last, you want to be first. This was the perfect example of being last and putting it all out there.
Mm-hmm.
But this, not only the match, but the shenanigans that happened after the match just made you that much more invested in seeing where this could go, especially with the childhood schoolyard. I'm taking his shoes.
Yeah.
Like, of all things, a shoe? Okay.
Who steals a shoe? Honestly.
Who steals shoes nowadays? Dude, order them off the internet. You can get the same ones. You know what I mean? But like, it's a statement.
Yeah, but game worn is always better.
Part of you.
Game worn is always better.
Right.
But yeah, that's what it was
good.
for that. That's what your Monday Night Raw was for the last one in July. Your go home to SummerSlam. So before we preview Raw, let me show you a couple videos to preview what Turnbuckle Studios has coming up this week.
Turnbuckle Studios and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program bring you the week of streams. Monday nights you get the Locker Room Breakdown at 7 p.m. Eastern, followed by the Raw Patrol at 8 p.m. Eastern. Tuesday brings you the flagship show, Turnbuckle Talk, at 8:05 p.m. Eastern. Wednesday we play games with the PlayStation Showcase at 8 p.m. Eastern. Thursday we go TNA when we brace for Impact at 7:55 p.m. Eastern. Friday we secure all details as we answer the call for the SmackDown security detail at 8 p.m. Eastern. The weekend brings you Saturday Night Gaming at 8 p.m. Eastern. On Sundays be sure to catch the Chris Parrish podcast at 12:15 p.m. Eastern, followed by the Boar's Nest at 8 p.m. Eastern. Be part of the shows and join the chat every day.
A Turnbuckle Affiliation program is looking for more people. If you have passion level for pro wrestling, sports, video games, or something else, then Turnbuckle Studios is the place to be. If you have ever wanted to pursue content creation and want to join our team, then we would love to have you. Check out turnbucklestudios.org or contact us by email today, because your future is now, and we want you to tap in.
Yeah, and if you want more information to all that, please go check out our amazing homepage of turnbucklestudios.org. That is what you can do when we're not on live. So just wait. Just wait till we're over. that'll take us to Raw today. And right now, we don't have a lot to go on. I
Yeah.
tried searching, and I haven't seen much more. We do have one match to note, and that is the match that we did talk about. And that is Rusev versus Sheamus, Part 3. It seems like this could be the blow-off match to their feud. They're tied 1 apiece. Your thoughts as we head into the 3rd chapter of Sheamus and Rusev?
Yeah, it's going to be a banger. I'm telling you right now. As Sheamus said, it's a banger after banger after banger after banger. These two guys don't disappoint because we know how hard they go. We know that they are full tilt, full steam ahead, no quit. I don't think this is going to be the last match, though. I think we're looking at like maybe a Hell in a Cell or some kind of extreme match to finish this.
I only am on that page if we don't get a flat-out winner.
Yeah, I don't think we are.
Because the shillelagh or something has been used quite a bit. Either we get a shillelagh type inserted gimmick involved, or maybe we get a submission match to counter the accolade that Rusev uses. I think something along those lines could very well be in a play.
Yeah.
But if we get like maybe a double disqualification or something along that line, or just a referee throws it out, then I can go that route. And maybe this could be a great clash in Paris, as you have an Irishman and a Bulgarian clashing in France. Why not?
Wow, that could work.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. But we'll see kind of what they have. That is the only match that we know that is scheduled. But we know that there is a gigantic fallout. Fightful's reporting that Roman Reigns is going to be in the building.
Yes.
We know that CM Punk is not happy with getting completely screwed through the Money in the Bank from Seth Rollins, who is now your world heavyweight champion.
Again.
But we also know that on his Instagram and his social medias, Adam Pearce says he plans on having a stiff conversation with Seth Rollins. Maybe it's just the way that he had that quote unquote injury, the way he made everyone believe. He even had multiple videos on his social page. He went on the Rick Eisen show. He said he was hurt. He took a walk with his daughter on crutches. Seth Rollins.
Right.
You either architect a way and a plan to fool everyone, or you're just a bad human being. But my thing is, if CM Punk has questions for you, I wonder what the man they call the megastar, L.A. Knight, has to say, because he's even mentioned that he is looking for some answers and wants to fight you as well.
Yeah.
Your just thoughts on all that and what you could see with CM Punk. Possibly night.
Yeah, I was putting a lot of the pieces together. If Rollins was really hurt, why is his Oracle carrying around that briefcase still? Like, why? Why has he got to carry it around if he's hurt and he won't be back for months? Like they said, he won't be back for months. So I kind of was putting all that together, and I'm like, hey, we might have a run-in at the end of this Punk match, because he has stated previous that he does not want CM Punk to hold any titles in WWE. So I'm like, this is starting to make it look like he's faking this injury. And I know Best had mentioned it as well, but I'm just like, what if this is what's going to happen? And then it happened. Huge pop, because, I mean, I'm a Rollins guy to a degree. I appreciate him in the ring. Loved the match. Just beat the snot out of Punk with that briefcase.
Yeah.
I just, like, there was no way Punk was getting back up or kicking out or even moving after that beatdown with that case. Am I upset that Punk's not the champion? Well, of course I am, because, I mean, the nostalgia value of this guy being back. I love it. Then I put a strap on him. Talk about putting butts in seats. It's going to be epic. And then Rollins comes and takes that dream away from everybody like a good heel. I mean, he played the part great.
And that's just it. Like people say back when he had the heist of the century, then everybody said he had the twist of the century at WrestleMania this year. Now he has the ruse of the century. So Seth Rollins is just showing you that he is not just a visionary. He is the architect still. He is the one who is setting the new vision for Monday Night Raw, as that's what we prepare to have for the Raw Patrol, the vision. Going to be very intriguing to see kind of how they roll with this. I'm also wondering too, with Seth Rollins now as your World Heavyweight Champion, do we see Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker look to tackle tag team titles in some way, shape, or form?
Yes.
And
yes.
And if that's the case, maybe, just maybe, we get a good old-fashioned huge tag team title match on Raw, or coming up on a PLE. I don't know.
Who knows?
Clash in Paris, maybe. But then we also have Becky Lynch. We have Bayley. We have Lyra Valkyria. Valkyria no longer able to challenge Becky Lynch for that Intercontinental Championship with her loss, but it didn't come clean. Bayley did get involved. Yes, she came in with the intentions of not having Lyra be hit with that
it was a chain.
The crowbar.
Oh, it was a crowbar first, yeah.
The crowbar, and then she was the one who accidentally hits Lyra with that chain that was intended for Becky Lynch, costing Lyra the match. So it's going to be very intriguing to see if Lyra's pissed off at the situation, if she's pissed off really, if it's both. But what we know is Lyra Valkyria is in the rear view for Becky Lynch as long as she's Intercontinental Champion.
Yep.
So I wonder if Bayley uses this as a way to try to take title, try to tell Lyra, help me get the title. You can have the first shot. Something along those lines. I don't know. Your thoughts on this whole love triangle that is over the Intercontinental Championship?
Right. It is chaotic, bro. I do see Bayley trying to say, hey, listen, if I get that title, you'll get the first shot, to turn Lyra's attention away from her because of what happened. Or Lyra just says, no, I'm just going to beat you down and you're not even going to get a title shot now because I'm going to put you on the shelf or some silly thing, you know?
Yeah.
And Becky, if I was her, I'd just be sitting back laughing and, poking that bear Lyra, going, hey, she's the one that cost you this title ever again while I'm holding it. Just keep poking that and keep her attention away from you and keep Bayley away from you, because then they're busy, and you laugh it up and keep your title for another 6 months, like however long.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, that's what I'd be doing if I was. Well,
and let's also throw this out there. Those might not be the only women looking for that Intercontinental Championship. Asuka, Kairi Sane, maybe Ivy Nile, maybe other women on Raw like a Natty or
Maxine I would love to see Natty.
Everyone, Stephanie Mercury, a little busy with the championship opportunity there, but what about Rhea Ripley, who keeps just keeps not getting the job done for that championship? Does she look at Becky instead? Who knows? It's going to be absolutely chaotic in that women's division. And I'm all here for it. Well, staying with this, Naomi retains her title.
Yes.
What's next with her? She won it by pinning Rhea Ripley. We know Stephanie Valkyria is next. Do we see maybe Io and Rhea have that number one contenders match, and maybe that's where we see Rhea finally get that win over Io?
Ooh. Dude, getting that Rhea has not been this guy. And we thought that was going to happen last night, and then everything with that. But, dude, that would be, I mean, there's so many possibilities, so many phenomenal women that could go after any of these titles.
Yeah. And I kind of want to use Rhea and Io to kind of shapeshift into the next topic here, we know Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, new women's tag team champions. They're in the house and they could be looking at new challengers for their titles.
Yep.
I said this because we talked about Kabuki Warriors earlier. How about this as your number one contenders match? We have a fatal 4-way match to determine a number one contenders. I'm going to put Io and Rhea as a tag team going up against the Kabuki Warriors, going up against the Judgment Day's Raquel and Roxanne, going up against the Dungeon Dolls of Maxine Dupree and Natalia Neidhart.
Don't ask me to pick. Don't.
I'm not saying that's a match. That's my proposed match.
I know, but don't ask me to pick. Because that's hard for me to go. Like, I want Io and Rhea to win, but I also want Natty to win a title. Like, that's so hard.
I also kind of want to see Judgment Day get their rematch too. So they all have.
Well, don't they have a auto, like, isn't there a rematch clause? Or that they don't do that no more, eh?
I don't know. It always seems like whatever favors the booking at this point, but I'm not too sure. But
it's one of those, they can use it if they want, but it's not really there.
But two men though that have, a bone to pick if that is a thing, are the ones who held the World Heavyweight Championship on night one on Saturday, and that was the Ring General Gunther and CM Punk. CM Punk, we already talked about, is looking for Seth Rollins. But what about Gunther? Is he still looking for his rematch that he never got? Right. I mean, when you think about Roman Reigns, you're thinking about Gunther, you're thinking about Jey Uso, CM Punk, Seth Rollins. We also have the possibility of LA Knight going there. He's been showing up on Mondays. This whole scene over the championship can be absolutely chaotic, and I'm here for it.
Yeah.
But as of right now, that's all we have scheduled for tonight's edition of Raw, which seems like it could very well be action-packed with a bunch of things going on. Adam Pearce already says he likes the chaos. So, Bubba, I'm going to play the Help Wanted ad one more time. We'll get into our favorite match at SummerSlam before we head out. So in about 30 seconds time, we'll talk our favorite moment of SummerSlam from both nights 1 and 2.
A Turnbuckle Affiliation program is looking for more people. If you have passion level for pro wrestling, sports, video games, or something else, then Turnbuckle Studios is the place to be. If you have ever wanted to pursue content creation and want to join our team, then we would love to have you. Check out turnbucklestudios.org or contact us by email today because your future is now, and we want you to tap in.
Hey.
As we play that turnbucklestudios.org banner right now, that takes us to our final topic, and that is our favorite SummerSlam moments. Bubba, I'm going to start with you. What was your favorite SummerSlam moment? And then let's let the people know what you have coming later tonight.
Yeah. Sorry, dude. My brain is just SummerSlam 2 nights. It felt a lot like WrestleMania. One of my favorite moments was Randy Orton, Jelly Roll, taking on Drew McIntyre and that Paul kid,
Logan Paul.
Whoever he is. Nobody cares. No, honestly, Logan Paul, great wrestler in the ring. The stuff that those two did for the match that Jelly Roll has always wanted to have since he was a kid. He wanted to be a wrestler, putting in his time. He even canceled tour dates to do this and promised those people he is coming. He just wanted to do this first. And you could tell he had put in his time in training. Did he mess up? I mean, who doesn't? Their debut match. I mean, everybody messes up. Great match. Loved that the first night. It really set the tone for me. And then Gunther, CM Punk, great match too. But the last match we had last night, John Cena coming out. I thought he was going to still play that heel and fool us all. And then he played the original John Cena that we all grew to love. Him and Cody Rhodes had an absolute throwdown war in that ring last night. And then Cody wins it. Great respect is showed between the two men. Thank yous have been given. And then the Beast showed up.
Brock Lesnar.
Brock freaking Lesnar.
The whole world is in an outroar. We're not going to get into the outroar, but we're just going to call it as we see it. I don't think anybody expected Brock Lesnar to show up.
No, nobody. It wasn't even anywhere close to being on what little card I had last night for this show. I want to see what he does tonight, if he does anything tonight.
Yeah.
What about you, buddy?
Well, as of right now, I can tell you that John Cena is not scheduled for tonight. Brock Lesnar did come to beat up John Cena. So I don't think that's going to be tonight. If anything, we could see that on Friday on SmackDown.
Okay.
I'm going to go with a twofold. One, I thought Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria, absolute chef's kiss when it comes to that. The inclusion of Bayley was phenomenal. And to have Bayley be the reason why Lyra cannot have another shot at this just really opens up so much in this story. And I'm really curious to see kind of where this goes. But if you really want to get like what I thought was just such a great moment, look no further than Naomi's entrance and having her dad play guitar during her entrance. Just what a feel-good moment that was, having Naomi come into the biggest SummerSlam of all time as of today, and her father is playing guitar as she's walking down and proceeding with caution as she retained her Women's World Heavyweight Championship. I thought that was fantastic. I thought that women's match was fantastic. Also, I'm going to say this, the women's tag match really blew my expectations out. I thought Charlotte and Alexa were fantastic, and I really thought Raquel and Roxanne were great in defeat. So I'm very much looking forward to what the women do tonight on Monday Night Raw, where you can catch the Raw Patrol, A New Vision, or A Vision. You can check that out right after we go on all the Turnbuckle Studios streams as well, on the links on their Facebook, their YouTube, and on the Twitch. That is where we're going to go. But as we close off the Locker Room Breakdown, our Raw perspective, Bubba.
Yeah, buddy.
You know the drill of how to take this. I
literally, people, I'm not going to use Carl's words. I'm going to use mine. If you have a mental health issue, please get help. In Canada and the US, on your phone, dial 988, and they will get you help within your area. The world is a better place with you in it. From Mr. Parrish and myself, we love yous. Peace out. See you in 10 minutes.
If I bleed tonight, if I